Dog, this shit for real. The unattractive male. This shit rhyme like a motherfucker. But those, I forgot to talk about kind of that stereotype and that propaganda and that agenda they push it. Like I said, with everybody's pretty much an industry plan. If they see it, they see a image of you and they see how they could portray you to the world and how it'd be beneficial to them. Like even for the alpha male, most alpha male work for the white man in sports and shit. Even in top, if you a Fortune in a Fortune 500 company, like you're not the owner of that shit. You work for them, and you like the how do you say like Will Smith what movie is not I Am Legend but Pursuit of Happiness. Like you'd be so happy to just get a chance and an opportunity in that hoe after so long and not having it. Like, bro, even though you still an alpha and do whatever it takes, now you're doing whatever it takes in their system. So you kind of get distorted and lost because they don't give a fuck about you. And that's kind of my whole deep point about it. But Lil'Rel, bro, it's like Lil'Rel, Jamar Carmichael, um, who was the other dude I was thinking about before I started this whole? Kevin Hart, Katt Williams talk about it. They push this agenda of these dudes that nobody really ever talked to in real life. And I wouldn't say Kevin Hart so much because you could tell he's naturally funny, bro. Like whatever he do, he just funny. So niggas gonna gravitate to him by nature. But if you just look at physical looks and how they kind of act and shit like that, they're soft, and they are they are they are the reverse image of toxic masculinity and that image that they're trying to present to the world that men, true alpha men are alpha. I mean, are toxic, and that's their whole agenda. And we could look at them just like how Griff want to look at Tiffany Haddish with the you know kind of with our vision skewered and kind of what do you call it, squinting at the image or something just to see it a certain type of way. Like we can do that with them, but if we look at the big picture, bro, I don't really want that. We know it's not good for the long run in a sense. Like right now, it's cool to make your money and shit like that, but if we see how it ultimately goes down and affects us in the long run, it's not gonna be good. And that's where I'm kind of coming from because like the Gerard Carmichael's, yeah, I said he's a witty kind of dude, but I'm not gonna call him not an alpha because he's grinding, he's strong. But I'm just talking about the image. Like his mentality is completely different. Kevin Hart goes out there and grind. He might be the smallest motherfucker, but he got a lot of energy and a lot of power. So I'm not necessarily talking about them as a fucking person, but them as an image and how they portray them to the media, how they act around the media, how they act around white people, how they act around everybody, and that's how they want you to act. And that's when they be like, oh, Patrice O'Neal talked about this. You go into a not an interview, but you go into a audition, and they be like, be more like him or be more like this person. And it's because they like how he act, but we like you because you're funny and real. But we need you to have the filter of Kevin Hart, and that's because Kevin Hart is a complete package of how they want a black man to be. And yes, he's talented. Yes, he's driven, but he's driven in a white man society, and he's pushing and bigging up the white man society by probably not even knowing it in a sense, and which most black people do. For me, in a sense, I started looking at celebrities different because I'm like, at some point you got to know what you're doing, and it's going against us. And some niggas, like I said, for instance, like it's levels to the shit. And Kevin Hart, like I said, he puts certain messages that you can grind with, that you can understand, and you can use that can be almost looked at as alchemy versus Tiffany had this guy shit called twerking for Jesus. So I'm not even, I don't really want to put them in the same category, but I just wanted to kind of break it down with the toxic masculinity. But even then, after the video, I found looking for a picture to put up. I didn't even know she had that video, and I think I seen it a while ago. But the fact that she dates white men, the fact that she probably thinks Jesus is white. The fact that most of her roles are dating white men. The fact that she's twerking for Jesus while Greg Owens is throwing money, and he's probably symbolizing Jesus most likely 10 times out of 10. She's twerking for him. He's the one throwing money, so she considers him Jesus. He's white. So as a Professor Griff, as for anybody that's in the metaphysical community, they should be black woke community. They should have been ready to tear her ass up off that shit. But I'm sure they, like I said, I'm sure it was shit that they missed. It was short sighted. But even what Griff was saying, I don't want to get on Griff because he's done so much for us spiritually in the sense of just talking and expressing himself. So I'm not really trying to attack him or even get into it like that. But like let's say he was going at Steve Harvey. I was looking in the comments. I ain't even getting into that because I didn't even care that much about the whole situation. Here, I already see how I already look at it a certain way. So for the most part, they was talking about how he was trying to go at Steve Harvey and talk about other community that's not funny. And it's like you picking and choosing due to your whatever biases that you have. And people was like, I don't want to get into comments no more, but pretty much you can see how it's a bias somewhere where it's like they're pretty much doing the same shit, but well, Katt, you're not big enough Steve Harvey, but you're big enough Tiffany Haddish. It looks weird when you do it one way or another because you're picking a size when you're trying to when you're ultimately trying to stay, holistic in a sense. At least that's what I believe you're trying to do. But like I said, I get it. You're not downing them because I mean, in the sense of the survival shit, yeah, get your money, get your shit. I think that's what he was speaking from for most of that video, from at least from what I watched. Because there's other videos where he talks about industry plans. So he talks about how niggas do and have certain agendas. So he knows it. Just he probably wasn't thinking from that perspective. And if you're not thinking from that perspective, you're gonna miss a lot of shit. Just like I was. Just before I'm making this video, I wasn't thinking, I forgot about certain perspectives, so my video only 24 minutes. Like, that just is what it is. Thought about some more perspectives, now I got more shit to talk about. It's just more insight on the situation type shit. But, yeah, past the twerking for Jesus shit. Just going back to Lil'Rel, toxic masculinity and shit. Like, bro, if you look at Lil'Rel, bro, not an attractive male, an average male that you see on a day-to-day that's, that's just working for the system, bro. And that it makes black women either you're going to go to a white male or the black version of the white male, right? White man in a black body, yeah. Like Key and Peele, those are two great examples. And I'm not going to talk about their actual energy and the shit that they're doing because Get Out was a great fucking movie in the sense of everything that it said, spiritually, physically, great movie. So I'm not talking about their work. Misconstrued their work. I said when I began this video, I was like, they look at an image of you and they know that the masses gonna just look at that image because masses look at shit on the surface level. They don't dive deep often. And for the most part, yeah, they know people like us gonna be out there to dissect shit, but the masses don't listen to us, so they're not really worried about us. They only worry about controlling the masses. So niggas like us can talk all day till the masses start listening. Then it's a whole nother story. But yeah, I mean. For the most part, people like Key and Peele, like that goes even back to I got more insight from thinking of more people. Now I can give more insight on this. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe Griff wasn't thinking in a certain perspective, so he didn't have a chance to dive deep. Like I said, the Chugging for Jesus video gave me more insight on Tiffany Haddish, and it made me even more broader thing to talk about, more confidence behind what I was talking about too. But yeah, going back to Key and Peele. Like, yeah, they just their image and how they're portrayed, bro, to the world. They're these preppy dudes. They pretty much like a white dude in a black body, and a lot of black girls can't get with the white dudes. It's just something in their DNA. Like, nah, I ain't fucking with that nigga, regardless of the fact of how much money and security you can give them. So the next best thing is a black man that's fully functioning in a white man's society and fully got the sweater vest on and everything. Like, literally just fully indoctrinated into the American ways. And point blank period. Not too many other people I can think of right off the rip, but they don't want to show the Eddie Griffins, the ones that have outlandish thoughts, the ones that free thinkers. Like, you can be an alpha male inside of the system, which you're saying that you kind of have restriction, of course. So you might be an alpha in the sense of perspective. There's levels to alphahood, I guess. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, like a person like Eddie Griffin or a person like LeVar Ball or a person like there's many alpha males we talk about that try to make moves for themselves, and like once they really start making them big moves, they try to cut that shit. Like I said, that's why I had to recheck my shit, and I thought about certain people like Cosby or Cosby and who else I had said, Michael Jackson. Like, they was making moves, man. So you can't necessarily say they wasn't trying to get out in a sense. Like, they was trying to do shit that's never been done before. Maybe that's the way they thought it was gonna be needed to be done. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, the Key and Peele is a great example, bro. the people that they're pushing, the type of company that they're pushing, like just period, the black male that they want to show to the world. And I'm trying to think of some other examples that I can give, but for the most part, that's really it. I guess that it's a white man in a black body, and it's really like Get Out the movie, point blank period. And that's probably why Key and Peele made such a great movie, because you gotta think everything they write has to come from somewhere, has to come from their art, has to come from their spirit, especially if it's coming from them. So that's how he truly feels. He feel like a white man in a black body, and or he feel like it's a white man inside of him that a programming or some type of programming that's just keeping him stuck in these ways for the most part. And I haven't watched the Get Out movie. I know enough of it, seen enough reviews and shit, talked to enough people, but I get the concept point blank period. But yeah, so he most likely feels that way. That's why he made a movie that resonates so well. And for the most part, he got the image, so he gonna be pushed hella fast. Versus if it was a dude that has that LeVar Ball, like you would think they'll big up LeVar Ball for chasing the American dream, but the American dream been dead in the sense of the way that we think of it. Like your American dream gonna come with some type of restrictions and limitations. It's the American dream, bro. Period. America ain't gold. America not the greatest thing ever, bro. So anything trying to achieve fully here is gonna be a fail. Period. But I mean, you can say that about the world, but America is definitely a great example of that. But I hate ending videos and still be having shit to say, so I'm trying to let some more shit come to me. But yeah, like you see them talking about toxic males, and they pushing that agenda, man, soft as you can, because either they want you to be gay, in prison, working for them as like an athlete, or soft. Like they don't have any room for alpha males to be coming up, building their own shit and doing for themselves. Like when we create for ourselves and affect the economy is not good, because this is kind of what I wanted to talk about this, but it didn't necessarily go with this, but we do the same shit every fucking year. Niggas talking about, oh, you ready for Halloween? Oh, shut the fuck up. Tired of that shit, bro. It's the same shit. We're not even kids anymore. Or are we? That's how you fucking acting, bro. You niggas still ready for Halloween, bro? What the fuck? I feel the same way about Christmas and all this other shit. I'm tired of doing the same shit every fucking year. You're gonna die. Like having 80 Christmases behind you. And like that's the only shit we really look forward to, bro. It's the same shit, the same energies every year. Don't y'all get tired of that shit? The same fake ass shit, then go right back into the shit, and then like we go into another 4-year cycle, and then vote in heaven. It's so many cycles we go through, bro. Yearly cycles, 4-year cycles. Like we go through a lot of different cycles. That when the Olympic cycles, like there's many different shits that keep us distracted, bro. On many levels, where we got day-to-day news from breaking news. This just happened to the shit that happened big every month to the shit that happened year round annually. Like, and it's like it's the same shit, same bullshit awards. But why am I saying this? Get to the point. I lost my point. Getting so passionate. Doing the same thing over. Oh, the reason we do these things to keep the economy stimulated. The reason they have Black Friday, the reason they have Christmas at the end of the year, the reason they have a New Year's, all these different things. It keeps you financially buying into their system, keeps you distracted, keeps you broke too, because every 3 months you gotta physically pay for some shit. Because it's like literally every 3 months is a holiday. You can look on a schedule that somebody takes serious to the most part. I think it's like I'm not great with holidays, but we start with the Black Friday. I mean not Black Friday. February is our month. St. Patrick's Day, people celebrate. Then you go to 4th of July. Then you go to Halloween or Memorial Day and all that shit. Then you go to Halloween. Then you go Thanksgiving, then you go Christmas. All those things stimulate the community, make you spend more money, make you invest more than you want to. Because, bro, every time you try to get your shit together, you're like, damn, I got to get this now. I got to do this now. I got to maintain this image. I got to get me a 4th of July outfit. I got to whatever, nigga. Some whack ass shit. And when we start not needing, like when we stop investing in those things, or we start doing shit, our own rituals, we start doing our own ideas and shit, even if it's with their money, we're now almost in control of the shit. Even though I know they face on it, they have subliminal power. But as far as truly who can control, like bro, we'll be in control, especially when we realize we don't even need their money no more. And once we buy all the shit up and then be like, all right, let's stop using their money type shit. We can just protect ourselves with security type shit. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, like just having to do do these monthly yearly rituals keep us distracted, bro. And alpha males don't participate in this shit. For alpha males, they hate Christmas. They hate having to spend money, bro. Like that's shit for really women. And now we see men loving this shit, men getting into this shit, but they fathers never was into that shit. Like your father, yeah, he bought you shit to keep you happy on because you're not an alpha yet. You gotta you just I'm gonna call you a woman, but in a sense of it's I don't you using that feminine energy and caring. Like you're young, so you're more in that feminine energy. You still like you still under that mom, you're still under that whole the wombs. I'm not explaining it well, but you'll look at your father as being hard on you less than you wouldn't really understand him. And then if your mom was being like nice to you and shit, you wouldn't be like, oh, she being soft on me. You'll be like, oh, she's loving and shit like that. And you'll be like, your father hates you. So you existing in that feminine energy because you're thinking with your emotion and not your logic, while your father is logically doing those things to you and feel those ways in a sense. And it's like, yeah, I'm providing for you. I do this and that. Same for moms and shit nowadays too. But it's just the point that I'm trying to make. Well, yeah, bro, look back, bro. Fathers and shit don't be ready for holidays. Yeah, they might love like cookouts and shit, and that's where they get trapped at. They get caught up in shit. But in that same aspect, women don't like the cookout shit, so they like the Christmas shit. So you got the time for the masculine niggas, you got the time for them niggas, but they still trapped. If we, worried about the ritual shit, the Fourth of July and even and shit like that. So I don't want to necessarily say all people fathers are alphas or not alphas. It's just it's levels to it, point blank, period. But take a breath. I think that's pretty much it, man. Yeah, I mean, for me, you could call it boring, but I rather just create shit that's my own shit, bro. Even if we go back, like it ain't even about like because there's many reasons why we should be like we should stop doing this, we should stop doing that. We could be like Thanksgiving was not a good time. Like they lied to us about what Thanksgiving really was. Christmas really ain't Christ's birthday. Like we can get into the real shit, the real scientific shit, and break it down and talk about how all this shit is bullshit from the beginning, and even the basis and the biases off of these things are bullshit, but we still choose to celebrate them. I could talk about how that and try to get you to stop like that, but no, I don't think that's the smartest way. Most people don't give a fuck about history. They don't. They're too comfortable with it now, and they know that history affects them now, so they just don't. They good with history. Because learning history means you got to learn how it is now, type shit. If you read history, you see how ain't shit changed. Period. You can go back in time and listen to an activist talking, you be like, damn, he could have said that right now. And it's the same shit. Period. So in that same shit, when you start looking back and shit like that, it starts to fuck with your mind. So a lot of people ignore history regardless. So let's talk about your financial freedom. Because I know a lot of people think about that shit. I know that shit affects a lot of people. So think about how these things are affecting you in the financial pocket. How every 3 months you gotta spend and not save. Like, bro, the shit is there. And I don't really want to get into a big topic about how everything's a ritual and shit like that, because then people will be like, oh, whatever, it's just another dude talking. But I left it at what I left it at. I'm up out this thing. Like, subscribe. No, you know what? Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for sharing. Deuces.